Buddy, let's talk about everything happened on December 23rd. We have a lot of games to go over. So let's talk about them. But the first game is the Rockets and the Charlotte Hornets. Rockets beat the Charlotte Hornets 114-101. We have Fred VanVleet. This is the guy that I'm just paying attention to pretty much every game because he's been struggling. He's a really good buy low candidate. And Fred VanVleet is a guy that have a really unique fantasy profile. He gets about 6 assists a game with very low turnovers. So that right off the bat, when you're building out your team in category leagues, when you have Fred VanVleet, you should not just give up on turnovers, right? You should maybe get a couple guys like CP3, although CP3 now you can't really rely on him, but his assist to ratio is really good. You could have a situation where you win both assists and turnovers. That actually changes the game. If your team can win both assists and turnovers, then you can just have a plan afterwards on which categories you would like to win next. You just need to win 3 more versus a lot of the opponents. So yeah, try to buy low, continue to buy low for Fred VanVleet, especially if it fits your team. I would say if you're punting points and you're punting field goal, which that doesn't really happen, right? If your field goal is really bad, most likely you probably got a lot of scorers on your team. But if that's the case, you should be pretty aggressive going for Fred VanVleet. To me, on a per game basis, especially if you're punting field goal and points, I mean, his value goes up a lot. Now, it should be a top 30 player pretty easily if you're punting field goal. The rest of the Rockets, I mean, Jalen Green is a guy that, okay, he only played 24 minutes here. As I said many times, can't really trust him. The Rockets just got too many players. If one guy play, it seems like Şengün and Fred VanVleet, these are the only 2 guys that get consistent minutes. Everybody else, it could be up and down, depending on how they play that day. So, yeah, like Jalen Green try to sell, maybe buy low now, but Jabari Smith 100% sell high, played 35 minutes with 21 points and 11 rebounds. While Tyron Eason is out. Who knows if Tyron Eason is back? He's going to take some of the minutes away from him. Amen Thompson, he's absolutely much roster now, but once Dylan Brooks comes back, he's not going to play 38 minutes. For the Charlotte Hornets, I mean, I don't know what they're doing. LaMelo, 23 points, 5 threes, 8 assists. Great. But the rest of these guys, Mark Williams needs to be rostered. Yes. I think at some point this season he's going to ramp up maybe to 25 minutes. And he can put up some good numbers. But Nick Richards right now, he does not need to be rostered. So yeah, really Mark Williams. Everybody else on the Charlotte Hornets, other than LaMelo, I know Brandon Miller is still out. There's not much value on this team at the moment. Let's say there's some injuries, right? Nick Richards might become useful, but everybody else like Cody Martin, right? Mitric have some value if LaMelo Ball is out. Yeah, but they don't have some crazy talent just sitting on the waiver wire, sitting on the bench. The next one is the Cavaliers. Well, surprisingly, they kept it pretty close. The Utah Jazz. Keontae George was out again, so Colin Sexton and Jordan Clarkson. They got their minutes. Sure. They sell high if you can. Then Keontae George comes back. He's gonna play 30+ minutes. Both guys put up great numbers, especially Clarkson. 10 for 11 is crazy from the free throw line. Walker Kessler also has been playing huge minutes. Also maybe a little bit sell high, but he goes 1 for 6 here. But in terms of the minutes, feel like he's getting just a lot more minutes at the moment. But really, in category leagues, what does he offer? He give you a lot of rebounds, yes. He give you a lot of blocks. He give you absolutely no points. He's a really bad free throw shooter. He give you no threes. Really low steals number as well. So in category leagues, you got to make some decision like, okay, is Walker Kessler for me? If I'm losing blocks every week, even with him, actually it's kind of hard to lose blocks. But you should be winning blocks. But if I already got Victor Wembanyama, I'm trading Walker Kessler. But again, depend on what your team needs. If you really need some guard stats, you should try to trade him, flip him for somebody else. Laurie Markkinen hit 6 threes, 26 points. Good game for him, but the worry with him, I think we all know, he just doesn't get minutes. Doesn't. The risk is they shut him down, and the Jazz has really nothing to play for. For the Cavaliers, because they're so good, right? The Garland, Donovan Mitchell this year, they play high 20s a lot of the games. Play 32 and 33 respectively. And Garland is having a great year, but Donovan Mitchell, compared to last year, yeah, he's still putting up good numbers, but usage and all that, they have come down in a major way. Joe Allen been struggling a little bit. I'm not worried. If anything, try to buy low. And Evan Mobley, what a game from him. 3 threes, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, still in 3 blocks. The only thing with Mobley is the free throws. Sometimes he will have a bad night. Sometimes, not all the time. Evan Mobley on the season, he's a 15th ranked player. Oh my God. I did not know he's this high, and he's only averaging 1.5 blocks. So he's having a really good year. Move on to the next one. The Celtics somehow lost to the Orlando Magic, and I don't think Magic had anybody. For the Celtics, Jason Tatum missed the game. I think there was some shenanigans going on, like he was supposed to play and then he didn't. Honestly, they're just trying to rest him. He's not really injured. That's the problem with NBA, is you have Jason Tatum. I don't think he's hurt, but they just say, yeah, he's hurt. Jason Tatum, illness. So, he's going to play on Christmas Day. So, Al Horford came into the starting lineup, didn't really do much, but he would have been a good streaming option. Porzingis 13 for 14 from the free throw line is absolutely huge, 2 blocks, but didn't do anything else. Goes 2 for 10. Yeah, I don't know. The Magic, they're a good defensive team, even without their best players. Those best players are for offense, not for defense. They still have a great defense. Drew Holiday did his thing with 3 steals and 2 blocks. Good to see him getting those defensive stats. I try to sell him. And Jaylen Brown take 29 field goals. Only had 35 points in. 3 steals is nice. 4 for 6 from the line. And somehow Peyton Pritchard with Jason Tatum out, he only gets 21 minutes. This is a weird game. We look at the Magic. What a win for them. Gogo Badaze played just 21 minutes while Wendell Carter Jr. played 27. So they did not start together. Wendell Carter Jr., you could stream him for just a streamer, for rebounds and threes. Well, not for threes. He's a center that hits some threes. So mainly just for rebounds, not much else. KCP has been playing really well. I think it's fine. In the short term, we want 3 and some defensive stats, and he's doing a little bit everything else too, right? Some playmaking and some rebounds. But what a win for the Magic, and at some point they're gonna get their players back. The next one is also the battle of the Giants, the Embiid versus the Wembanyama. Last time Embiid played Wembanyama, he scored 70 points. Here he got ejected. So meanwhile, Victor Wembanyama played 8 blocks, 6 threes, 2 for 2 from the line. Okay, Victor Wembanyama. I would take Victor Wembanyama over Jokic for the rest of the season. I think the blocks. I mean, he's catching up to Jokic, right? In category leagues, they're very close. Honestly, they're already very close. Like, Victor Wembanyama really surprised me, because I thought he's gonna come in, average 25 points and 12 rebounds, right? Hit some threes, but he's hitting 3.3 threes a game. If we look at the top 12 player in the NBA, who is making more than 3.3 threes? Luka is making 3.4 right now. Jason Tatum is making 4. Damian Lillard is making 3.5. The rest of these guys, they're not making that many threes. Jokic this year is making a lot more threes, but 2.3. So Victor Wembanyama is making and hitting a lot of threes, and he's shooting 88% from the free throw line. I did not know that. I did not know. 88% from the free throw line is absolutely huge. Shea is shooting 88%, obviously on higher volume, but my God, Victor Wembanyama has been crazy good. to start off the season, he started off a little bit slow, but if you look at his numbers, it's ridiculous. He had 8 block shots here. He hit 6 threes. And that's a combination. If you, it's like, Jaren Jackson Jr., right? It's like Porzingis. The bigs that can score and hit threes are super, super valuable in category leagues because the uniqueness of the category they offer. Because it's really easy to build a team, right? Let's say a lot of points and threes because the correlation is very high. A lot of points, threes, and assists. But what you don't get is guys that can score a lot and also block a lot of shots. When you have a guy like that, you could win all the points, threes, assists, free throws even. When you have Victor Wembanyama, you also win blocks. Then it's game over. And no other team can compete with you in blocks other than a team that's stacking big men. Then, you got a bunch of other issues. So having Victor Wembanyama is actually crazy good to have on your team. Crazy, crazy good. So honestly, I think I would rather build a team around Victor Wembanyama than Jokic. It's a lot easier, to be honest, to build a team around Victor Wembanyama. Not to say, Jokic is still very, very good. But Jokic is only shooting 79% from the free throw line this year. Victor Wembanyama is shooting 88% on 4.4 attempts. That is just ridiculous. Anyway, but the rest of the Spurs guys, they play well, sell them. Right, Devin Vassell has been starting. I would look to trade him. CP3 too. If I can get in top 40, 50, if you get out top 50 value for Chris Paul, that's a big win. Same thing with Devin Vassell. They have a stretch. Maybe they put up top 10, top 20 numbers, but Stephon Castle only played 13 minutes. Right, maybe toward the end of the season they're gonna play him more. Julian Champagnie, you could give him minutes. Jeremy Sohan, he's already starting getting minutes, so maybe at some point they're not gonna start Harrison Barnes, who got 20 minutes and just did nothing. For the Sixers, Embiid, I honestly would buy low on Embiid. I know there's a lot of risks, but you can't be average in fantasy. There are 12 teams. You gotta make some risky trade. You gotta try to make some risky trade to get a top tier player. Unless your draft is super, super good. I think you gotta take some risks, right? If the Embiid owner is really frustrated, throw him like top 20. Do a 2-for-1. Maybe throw him like a Devin Booker. Right, that's something honestly I would try to do. Throw him Tyrese Maxey plus somebody. Right, throw him Donovan Mitchell. Because on a per game basis, Embiid now is pretty bad per game basis, and also depend on what you need, what your team needs in category leagues. But those are the trades I'll be looking to do, like a top 20, top 28, top 25 issue player to trade for Embiid. That's just personally what I would do. Especially if your team is mediocre. You gotta do some changes to make your team have a puncher's chance. Otherwise, you could only get lucky so far. Like your luck is only take you so far. You can't just go all the way. If your goal is just try to be mediocre, yeah, that's fine, just to be safe. But if you're trying to win the first place, you gotta make some risky trades. Ken Obe Jr. is a must roster. Minutes is super high, didn't do much. KJ Martin started. We could stream him in the short term. And Tyrese Maxey really popped off. 32 points, 8 assists, 5 threes. Amazing. And Paul George continues to struggle. I would also look to buy low on Paul George. People look at Paul George, they don't think he's a good fantasy player, but so this is what he does. He's a really good free throw shooter, although he goes 5 for 7. He's like 85% on high volume, right, historically. And then he's going to make you 3 threes. This year he's not doing that. Okay. He's going to give you 5 assists. That's also very key. He's going to give you steals and blocks. Right? He's going to give you some points. So I think he's a buy low. To me, on a per game basis, he should be a top 20, top 25 pretty comfortably. Moving on to the next one. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they lost again. Julius Randle is just not it. I don't want to blame on Julius Randle. He was a -5 here. But he had 8 turnovers. And the Edwards is also very, very bad. This Timberwolves team, they had one good year. Last year, really, they just had one good year. After the trade, I think they might just go back to be mediocre for years. Anthony Edwards, is he a buy low? Depending on how low you go. If you trade top 40 player, top 50, yeah, of course. If you trade away a top 20, top 25, I don't know, on a per game basis, Anthony Edwards may not even be a top 20 player. This year he's hitting a lot of threes and scoring, but he's not getting the assists. He's not getting the defensive stats. His efficiency is really bad. He's turning the ball over a lot. So he didn't really improve from the fantasy perspective from last year to this year. Rudy also had a pretty rough game, and Mike Conley had 6 assists and 3 steals and 3 threes. Mike Conley is really up and down, but look, if you need threes and assists and some steals, I think he's very, very solid. Naz Reid popped off, but I wouldn't trust it. For the Hawks, Trey had 29.7 assists for 3, pretty good. And oh my God, how about Dyson Daniels? Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, if you have Dyson Daniels and you have Victor Wembanyama, it's, because for steals at least, it's a very high variant category. And if you can win that every week, that's huge for your team. Because you can argue blocks, if you have Victor Wembanyama, you have Walker Kessler, you're going to win 95% of the time, right? If they're both playing, even though it's high variance. But steals really like some random guy could get, a lot of guys average 1 steal. But if you have Dyson Daniels, that's a whole different story. We always know Dyson Daniels is a defensive kind of player. Last year in New Orleans Pelicans, he would average like 1.4, 1.5 steals in 20 minutes, 25. We didn't know he's this good at getting steals. His rankings is also crazy right now. Dyson Daniels right now is 21st ranked player, averaging 3.2 steals. And as a guard, he's also bringing 1 block. Unbelievable stuff from him. Jalen Johnson, pretty good game too, to be honest. Very, really efficient everywhere with an 11 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Can't complain, Efficient everywhere, pretty good. Clay Campbell, not even going to talk about him. He's not really fantasy relevant. I mean, he is. He just gives you rebounds. The next game is the Brooklyn Nets and the Miami Heat, 95-110. Great win for the Heat. For the Nets, okay. So Ben Simmons is obviously a must roster. He's been getting 30 minutes, I think, 3 straight games now since Dennis Schroeder got traded. But the rest of the guys, Cameron Johnson to me is still a sell high. Noah Clowney is a sell high because a couple guys are out. Cam Thomas is still out. So Keon Johnson has no value if Cam Thomas comes back. Claxton, it's also been frustrating, but at least the minutes is encouraging. He got 2 blocks and 10 rebounds here. If you got Shake Milton, obviously you just let him go. For the Heat, Jimmy Butler is not with the team. So that's pretty scary stuff. He wants to get traded and then he denied the report or something. But I think he wants out of there. So depending on who they get back. So Duncan Robinson need to be rostered for 3s in category leagues. Tyler Hero continues to do his thing pretty good. 12 rebounds and 9 assists, very impressive. Let's see where this Heat team is going. I don't think they're going anywhere. But I don't know who they can trade to get back to really be that competitive. They did make the finals 2 years ago. So you just never know. The next one, the Knicks beat the Raptors 139. They dropped 139 points on the Raptors. They're dealing with a couple of injuries. Right, Patel is still out. Pirtle is out. Grady Dick, 16 points, 2 steals. Okay. He's still getting a lot of minutes, so it's if you want to have him for some 3s and points, you can. But I don't think he does a lot of everything else. Scotty, decent game with 8 assists, 24 points, but the free throw efficiency is bad. Same thing with RJ, just the free throw efficiency. 23 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, is not bad at all. You can't complain about. And RJ, overall this year, he really took the game to the next level. Pretty good. Just the efficiency is bad, but everything else, very happy with his performance. And Chris Boucher came in, had 3 steals and a block. This is someone that we should pay some attention to. If he get a consistent 25 minutes, he become a must roster. For the New York Knicks, oh my God, Karl Anthony Towns. 31 points again, 10 threes, 7 assists, 11 for 15 from the field. Yeah, Cat. The Timberwolves there should be a lot of regret for them. For the Timberwolves to trade Cat. So with how well Cat has been playing, Jalen Brunson is went the other way. 12 points only here, 7 assists, and goes 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Use this opportunity to buy low on Jalen Brunson. Throw him a top 50-ish type of player, right? Maybe top 60 and top 80 player, or a guy that's just super hot. Try to trade for Jalen Brunson. And OG Anunoby also had a crazy game, 31 points. Yeah, these guys are putting big numbers in New York. Really, the only concern with any of the Knicks players is because they're playing such high minutes that they're gonna get hurt. Not worried about anything else. Josh Hart also played okay, no defensive stats here. Move on to the next one. The Bucks beat the Bulls. Easy win for them. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're halfway through. 7 more games to talk about. All right, the Bucks, they did not have Giannis Antetokounmpo, and they did not even have Damian Lillard. They still beat the Bulls. They had Chris Middleton playing 23 minutes. He needs to be rostered. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists in 23 minutes with 3 threes. Yeah, he needs to be rostered. Lopez with no blocks. The line just doesn't look pretty. 21 points and 3 threes is still good. Bobby Portis popped off, but really he only plays well or get a lot of minutes if Giannis is out. Yeah, nothing really stands out for the. Well, I think if Damian Lillard is out, then Delon Wright is someone we need to stream. Right? If the guy gets 25 to 30 minutes, he can put up numbers. And he kind of did here. 9 points, 2 threes, 5 assists, and 2 steals with 4 rebounds. He got a lot of defensive stats. For the Bulls, nobody played well. Our first round player, Nikola Vucevic, 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 threes, and a steal. Still got a steal, so overall not so bad. Still got his 12 rebounds. Kobe White been struggling. Zach LaVine struggled here. Patrick Williams all struggled here. Yeah, they all played kind of bad. Just a bad game. We can move on to the next one. We have the Clippers. Ooh, this is a close one. They beat the Grizzlies 114-110. James Harden, 21 points. Again, 6 for 16 from the field. His field goal has really dipped in a major way since the start of the season. The counting numbers still look fine. 8 rebound, 9 assists, and a steal. Chris Dunn had 3 steals. That's why we drafted. We streamed him. And Zubac came in with 4 steals and a block and 19 rebounds. Is absolutely huge. And Norman Powell had 29 points and 4 threes. Yeah, not much going on. I would say, really, the question mark for this Clipper team is when Kawhi Leonard is coming back. And that's it. Everybody else already, the roles and responsibilities are very clear for this team. For the Grizzlies, though, Ja Morant goes 7 for 20, 2 threes, 23 points. Not the best game. And Desmond Bain, finally good to see him getting over 30 minutes. 21 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, and 3 threes is a pretty good game. Zach Edey, is he a must roster at the moment? I think so. He's getting like 27 minutes a night. I think that's good enough for us to roster him and just see how things go. 14 rebounds, a steal, and 2 blocks is pretty good. And it may not last, right? Santi Aldama still doing his team off the bench with 2 steals and 2 blocks, 3 threes. Santi Aldama is just amazing. Fantasy player. Try to sell high on him though, just because the minutes are inconsistent. Jerry Jackson Jr. no blocks. That is very disappointing. And this one, he goes 9 for 26 from the field and then 5 for 9 from the free throw line. It's just a really bad night. We can move on and forget about it. JJJ has been playing really well this year too. Move on to the next one. We have the best team playing the worst team. We have the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Washington Wizards at home. Look at that smile. It's just too easy for him. For the Wizards, how about Jordan Poole? Okay. Poole on the season after this game, he's been really good. Well, he's just a 58th ranked player. But part of the reason he's turning the ball over a lot. 3.6 turnovers. But 21 points, that's pretty good. 3.5 threes is really good. And then you're adding 5 assists and 1.6 steals. And then he's shooting, 84% from the free throw line on 5 attempts. That's also pretty good. So overall, I think Jordan Poole is having a pretty decent season. Now, if you try to sell him for a top 40 player, no problem with that. But he's been, he's not a meme this year. Valanciunas with Alex Sar out, sure, try to sell him if you can. Alex Sar comes back, he's going back to playing 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. Justin Champagnie had 3 blocks. I think as long as Kyle Kuzma is out, he has some streaming value. And Brogdon had 12.5 assists. Brogdon is, he put up good numbers, but the minutes is capped. He's not playing over 30 minutes a night. That's really the concern. And Carrington, well, okay, Bilo Coulibaly is also out, so he comes in playing the point guard and hit for threes. He has some streaming value too. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, well, Shea, he's back. 10 for 10 from the line, 3 threes, 3 steals and 3 blocks, 9 rebounds, 41 points. It's just crazy efficient, I don't know, like if you have Cat, right, if you don't have any of these guys like Jokic, Victor Wembanyama, and Shea, I mean, Cat is also putting up pretty crazy numbers. It's just really hard to compete. If your first round draft pick is Anthony Edwards, how can you compete with somebody that have Wembanyama in the first round? It's really like the difference, the gap between the top 4 players or top 5 players. Maybe you can include Luka in this conversation as well. To guys that's getting drafted end of first round, it's huge. The difference is huge. Isaiah Hartenstein, 2 blocks and 11 rebounds, also pretty good. And Jalen Williams also had an okay game. Jalen Williams has fallen off quite a bit. He did a lot of his damage when the whole Thunder team was going small. So I don't know. Maybe to me, I don't think he's like on a per game basis. He's a top 12 player. So if I can get Curry for Jalen Williams, I would. If I can get Kyrie for Jalen Williams, I would. To me, it's not maybe like top 20, top 25. But another thing is like he's fairly healthy, he's young, so he's got a room to improve. But if I can trade Curry for him, for sure. If I can get Curry for him, I would do it. Move on to the next game. We have the Portland Trailblazers and the Dallas Mavericks. So yeah, I mean, another game that's just doesn't matter, inconsequential. Well, for the Mavs, it matters because they're trying to win. For Portland, everybody played poorly. I think at some point they're gonna give Scoot Henderson the key. Just give him 35 minutes a night. Maybe later this season, not right now. But they're playing Shannon Sharp over him right at the moment. Fernie Simons also had a pretty rough game. 5 assists and 10 points. Now that Ayton is back, if you have Robert Williams, so you have Donovan Keeling, and just drop them, right? If he gets hurt, pick them up back again. Ayton also did not have the best game, and Jeremy Grant plays 20 minutes, had 3 points. This is why, when you're on a really, really bad team, games like this will happen more often than you're on a... I guess if you're a really, really good team, you also blow teams out a lot. But if you're on a bad team, sometimes you just do nothing, like Jeremy Grant did here. So, you obviously don't drop him, but this is why you should sell him when he's playing well. For the Mavericks, Luka is back, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Kyrie had 20 points. Not much to talk about. It's such an easy win for the Mavs. The next one, this is supposed to be, the Phoenix Suns, they're supposed to keep it close, but no. They got destroyed by Denver 90-117. They still don't have Booker, but Booker should be back. I don't know. Soon. Maybe he played on Christmas. I think the Suns have a Christmas game, yeah. Bradley Beal played decent with 5 threes and 23 points and a steal, but not much else. And KD had 2 steals and blocked, 23 points. Both played okay. Yeah, with Booker out, like Royce O'Neal could be somebody who would be streaming for 3 and D stats. But, not much value for the rest of the Phoenix Suns team. Right, because everything's going through the big 3. For Denver Nuggets, Jokic, 32 points. Somehow he only had 2 rebounds. That's got to be a low in the last 5 years, I feel like. 2 rebounds? Not sure exactly what happened in this one, but Jokic only had 2 rebounds. So this is considered a bad game for him, I guess. Hit 4 threes, 12 for 17 from the field. It's crazy efficiency. Russell Westbrook continued to, well, Jamal Murray is out, so seven assists and 2 steals is pretty good. I really think Russell Westbrook, in the very beginning, there were some, issues of figuring out how to fit in. But I think the more they play with each other, like Russell Westbrook is helping them versus actually hurting them. So that's good to see. I mean, you want to see. I personally don't mind Russ getting a chip on this Denver team. To be honest, a lot of these guys that been in the league for 15 years, they don't have a chip. If they do, I think that will cement their legacy in a major way. It'll help their legacy in a major way. So, he goes from a lot of people make fun of him, right? Russell Westbrook and stuff like that. But if he can win a chip, I think a lot of it would go away. Aaron Gordon played 23 and Michael Porter Jr. plays, they all played all right. Phoenix just sucked. Well, speaking of suck, Warriors lost to the Pacers at home, 111-105. The Warriors, they came out of the gate on the season winning, and now after 30-ish games, they're the 8th seed in the West. They used to be like, I don't know, 2 or 3. So, oh my God, the Thunder won 8 straight. Pretty scary stuff, to be honest. Tyrese Halliburton, look at that, 12 assists, 2 steals, and two threes. Very, very good. Very happy with this, the numbers he's putting up lately. Andrew Nembhard, he's been getting a lot of minutes. They give him a lot of minutes, but he just doesn't do much. So unless they have a back-to-back, I would not touch him. Benedict Mathurin is still getting a lot of minutes. So just, take it. Also try to sell high. That would be my advice. And see outcome, it's the same thing every game. 20 points, 5 rebounds. Not much else. And Miles Turner able to come in and block 3 shots and play 34 minutes and had 23 points. For the Warriors, Curry continued to struggle. I don't know if the age is catching up to him. I don't think so. It just, the whole defense, they don't really have another. Offensively, I don't know. When you come up with this lineup, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Tracy Jackson Davis, Dennis Schroeder, and Steph Curry, it's like they probably double team. I didn't watch the game, but they probably double triple team at Curry a lot. Dennis Schroeder right now is not fitting in. He was a minus 22 in his 30 minutes, while Curry was a plus 6 in his 35. So when he's not on the court, the team that 12 minutes he's not on the court, they got destroyed. So even though Curry didn't shoot the ball well, the Warriors are winning when he played. That tells you a lot. Shooter, we don't drop him, just keep him around, see what happens. And Jonathan Kuminga had 30 minutes off the bench. I don't think Kuminga is a must roster. If you're looking for some points and efficiency, yeah. Draymond Green didn't shoot the ball well, but 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals and a block. That's decent. I'll take it. And finally, we got to the last game of the night. We have Detroit beating the Lakers. Woohoo. Finally, after 5 years of tanking, Detroit, they are somewhat competitive this year, right? They're winning some games. They're 5-5 in their last 10. It's not easy to beat the Lakers. Worth celebrating, I think. And how about Malik Beasley? Hit another 5 threes. I think they're using him the right way, right? Malik Beasley might be a liability defensively, but on offense, he's a really good 3-point shooter. So getting him getting up 10 threes a game is pretty good, pretty healthy. Kate Cunningham really struggled here, but it doesn't matter. 20 points and 10 assists. Goes 9 for 25. They still win the game. And Jaden Ivey had 18 points and 2 steals and 2 threes. Jaden Ivey had a decent game. Tobias Harris, is he a must roster? 4 assists, 2 steals and block is really good, but yeah, I don't know what we expected Tobias Harris when we drafted him, right? We thought he might be putting up 18 points and 9 rebounds, that type of numbers with super good efficiency. But Tobias Harris on the season, let's see. '92nd ranked player, only averaging 13 points and 6.6 rebounds. and efficiency-wise, he's only shooting 43%, and he get no defensive stats. So for now, I mean, I think he's too good to drop. At the end of the day, he's still like ranked inside that top 100, especially if you have an efficient team, right? You're trying to go the efficient team route. We look at the Lakers. AD somehow goes 4 for 8 from the free throw line. His scoring average has dipped a lot, but he's doing it in the other area. 6 assists here is really good. 2 steals and block. LeBron won a game with 28 points and 11 rebounds and 11 assists and 2 threes. Amazing game from LeBron. And Austin Reeves did his thing with 12 points, 2 threes, and 2 steals. And what are you going to do with D'Angelo Russell? He still had 5 assists in his 15 minutes. I think we gotta depend on where you are, where your team is. You know, if you can't afford to have D'Lo, and you still kind of somewhat good spot, I guess you could hold him because his upside is, I don't know, on the waiver wire there are people that had enough high upside. Maybe there's some other folks on there, but I mean you're way better off streaming that spot at the moment. But there's a chance that he could start getting 30 minutes again. Maybe it takes one injury for him to be in the bar. Let's say Austin Reeves is hurt or something, right? Him coming back to the lineup and playing huge minutes and help the Lakers win. Yeah, he might get his minutes back. And that's it, guys. I'll see you after Christmas. Merry Christmas.